The following is a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network inside of the Bambino's fine Italian cafe dining studio. I'm with my partners in crime, scoreboard guy Newcomb. Don't call him DJ. Blame all the music on him. If you don't like that slow pace that you just heard, give him a call, shoot him a little text message, and tell him that the music right there was not what I was expecting. And our trusted sidekick, Coach Darren Archer, we call him DA, a coach for short. What's going on, fellas? Coach, how you living?
Doing great. Last day of school was today, so summertime starts, and looking forward to the warmer weather. And like I say every week, loving the baseball.
Well, 33 years down for you, Coach. That's an amazing time to be involved in these young kids' lives. Can't say you made a difference, but you've been there for a long damn time, all right? You know what I'm saying? Hi, Nuke, what you got going on, big fella? What you got?
Hey, I'm just enjoying this weather as well. I'm glad to see the sun out a little bit. We've had some rain come through here, and evidently it's made its way to St. Louis. There's a couple of games got washed and rescheduled, and had a rain delay today in St. Louis, but Cardinals get a sweep, and so I'm in a good mood.
Well, you can see I got my trusty sweep hat on. This is what they call the sweep hat. It's a little bit old. It's a little bit worn because we haven't had a sweep in so long. But so this hat it's an old school hat I got on today. Cardinals did sweep. We'll get into the Cardinals a little bit later. But you know what? Due to technical difficulties, we were unable to get on the air last week. But we're back and we're in full effect. And we wanted to talk about something that had the whole Southwest Missouri region, along with the state of Missouri, on a buzz. Missouri State finally made the jump. What it did was in football, it moved from the FCS to the FBS, which is the bowl subdivision, which now means Missouri State is in the big leagues, fellas. Right now, we have the opportunity, if we win 6 games after a couple of years, once the grace period ends, we can go to a bowl game. And so I'm extremely excited about that, big fella. Guy, what do you see some of the pros and cons of Missouri State moving to FBS and out of FCS?
Well, I think one thing, you're going to bring a lot more people onto your campus. You're going to get a lot more eyeballs on your program, especially on the football side. You look at what Ryan Beard's done just since that announcement. He signed some more kids. Another thing is the travel. I mean, most of these places are going to be traveled to by airplane. So the kids are going to get back in a quicker time. They're going to get to sleep in their own beds. They're not going to be sleeping on a bus. They're going to get to be able to go to class the next day. Those are pluses. The revenue it's going to generate, the forced upgrade to some of the facilities that it's going to create as well is going to be nice for student athletes. And, maybe as far as the con, maybe one thing is that this new conference, the Conference USA, does not have men's soccer. So, the men's soccer program at Missouri State University, they've had a ton of success. They're going to be staying in the Missouri Valley Conference. That's maybe just one of the cons. And there are people out there going to talk about, well, the money. This is basically, it's budget neutral. This isn't going to cost them any more. It's going to cost them some more, but they're going to generate more of an income. So I think it's a win-win. Congratulations to Kyle Motes and Cliff Smart for being able to get this done.
Yeah, I agree with him. I don't see a lot of cons in it because it's kind of one of those things where you can hold on to that old laptop or you can hold on to that pager all you want, but you got to get a cell phone sooner or later. You got to upgrade sooner or later, and because those things were going to become extinct. So, Coach, what are your thoughts on it?
Hey, we are all old enough to remember the show The Jeffersons, and Missouri State is moving on up.
Yes, sir.
And I think it's a great move. I think all of the athletic programs are going to benefit. TV packages, possibility of bowl games now. Like you said, Johnny, you win 6, you're getting a pretty nice payday. And I think, as far as the football program is concerned, being able to sell that FBS instead of the FCS, you're going to get a higher level of player potentially at each position. People want that chance to go play in a bowl game, and I think it's generated quite a bit of buzz from what I've seen in Springfield, Missouri, and I really don't see any cons. I think it's a win-win for everybody.
I do too, and some of the cash games will be more significant because you'll be playing, and the teams can now use those games as signing for their if they win and for being bowl eligible. So it's really not cons. Anyone that says that says a negative, it's really looking at this. I'm glad it happened. Like you said, Kyle Motes and Cliff Smart, big win for them. And I think it's going to have a domino effect on the Missouri Valley Conference. I think some of those teams, Illinois State, SIU, I think some of those schools are going to say, you know what? It's time for us to kind of make a move ourselves because we're getting left behind. I think it showed us that we were forward thinking. But that's football. Baseball's losing icon. As we go to as we're recording right now, the Missouri State Bears baseball team has been eliminated from the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. Sad to see this happen because Coach Gutton, who's been there for umpteen years, in the 30-some years, and is very high on the list of all-time wins in the NCAA baseball category, has coached his final game. DA, I know we're all big baseball fans here, and Coach Gutton's meant a lot to the program. DA, what are your thoughts on him coaching his last game and how it's we went out not with a bang?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Congratulations to Coach Gutton on a great career. I had the opportunity to meet him for the first time with Guy about a month ago, and hey, he's one of us, and that's what I like about him is he's just a normal guy that loves baseball and has had a ton of success in the coaching industry, and he's going to be missed. He's an icon, not just in Southwest Missouri, but throughout baseball at the collegiate level. With making it to the College World Series and several super regionals, and it seemed like they always got matched up with Arkansas, and he will be missed.
He's a baseball icon. We might not know that we have a national treasure in our backyard, but the man has made history. And Guy, Missouri State's been around for quite a while, and we haven't had too many coaches. Tell us a little bit more about his effect that he's had on the program and the community.
Well, I tell you, this is the 61st year of NCAA baseball for the Missouri State Bears. And obviously, going back to SMS at that time, they've only had 2 coaches, Bill Rowe and Keith Gutton. Coach Gutton, I believe this was his. Looking at it, we had finished with 1,396 wins on the season, and in 41 years, or 42 at the end of this year. So he's had 42 years as the head coach. As long a tenure as anyone in the country, top 15 in the history of NCAA baseball in wins. He had called, the 2003 College World Series. He's played in numerous, super regionals. Seem like I always run into, an Arkansas or somebody that's really good, a Rice, something like that. That 2003 season when they went and beat Ohio State at Ohio State to go, that was a group that was a lot of fun to follow along with. But just congratulations to him. He's been part of the leadoff club and never misses. If he is in town and does not have a game, he is at the leadoff club, and he is worth the price of admission. He is very entertaining. Got to speak to him the last leadoff club prior to the awards banquet, and he said, "Guy, I'll be back. I'm coming next year. I'm going to keep on coming." And that's a testament to Coach Rowe. Coach Rowe is always there as well. And so Coach Gutton's going to follow along there. They have not technically named his replacement, but I would assume it's Joey Hawkins. I know that they've brought him in, for that specific reason. So once that becomes official, then Joey Hawkins, he's going to be the coach. We'll be long gone if he does what everybody else has done.
Right, right. Everything that I've heard and what has been written in the press is that Joey Hawkins will be the new coach, but we'll wait till that's official. Hats off to Coach Gutton in a career that's spanned the decades, and he's represented the university very well. So Missouri State's got a lot going on, and so do we here at the on Huddle Up here at Missouri Sports Network. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Cardinals. The Royals are crushing it. And so we're going to see what they're doing. Then we got a little Chiefs noise that's going on. There's some gray noise, some static, some things that I haven't heard anybody say, just shut up and kick the football just yet. So we're going to leave that alone. But we're going to talk about that a little bit when we get back. Don't go anywhere. You listen to Huddle Up here on Missouri Sports Network.
Imagine a bank that goes where you go, creating seamless solutions for every step in your financial journey, allowing you to manage your money the way you want to, with a banking relationship that makes every day extraordinary. Imagine a world full of possibilities, always within reach. Central Bank. We do banking better.
The Chevy RS family of SUVs has it all. Whether you want the 10.2-inch diagonal color touchscreen standard on Blazer or extra peace of mind with Chevy Safety Assist, take your pick. The choice is yours. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Welcome back, everyone. You're listening to Huddle Up. That's that slow music guy keeps putting on. I think he's doing that just to irritate me, to slow me down, to get me out of my groove. I'm going to speed this thing up. You can turn off the shower music, guy. There's no candles lit here. This is Locker Room Talk today, fellas. You're listening to Huddle Up here inside the Bambino's fine Italian dining cafe studio here on the Missouri Sports Network. We're going to talk a little baseball. I'm talking baseball. Remember that song? Hey, talking baseball. You remember that song there? I cannot remember all the words, but if you do, you got to be at least 45 to 50 years old. I'm talking baseball with me and my buddies. Yep. I'm not going to sing too much of it. Hey, we are jamming. I tell you what, this state is playing some good baseball right now. On the west side of the state, them boys are doing their things over there, the blue and white. The Royals are making the fans over there excited and forget a little bit about football season coming up around the corner. They're worried about the OTAs. They're worried about who's coming up next. And Bobby DeWitt, DA, the Royals are off to a fast and flying start. Talk to us about what's making them so dynamic and what's pushing them and keeping them rolling.
Everything. Pitching's good. Fielding's good. Hitting's good. Salvador Perez is hitting 337. And, he's kind of their leader, unspoken leader, so to speak. And I think everybody's just jumping on his back and they're going. Witt hit a home run the other day that I don't think still has landed. And their pitching staff is really doing a good job keeping the run totals down, and they've got a good closer. Things are just clicking.
Yeah, and I think you talk about that pitching.
I love it. Go ahead, big fella.
Yeah, it's just look at Seth Lugo. This guy was not even in a starting rotation in the last 2 years. He's 7-1 right now with a 1.79 ERA, and they're getting Brady Singer. He is 4-2, but he's 2.70 ERA, and then as Coach mentioned, got James MacArthur coming out of the bullpen, and he's throwing well right now. They're calling him the General. It's not HDH of the 2014-15 seasons, but they're just getting outstanding pitching, and they've got two guys in Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt Jr. Right, if the season ended right now, they'd both be in top 5 for MVP votes. So they're getting an up and down the lineup. They're playing great defense. Hell, I think they've won 22 games at home. I mean, it's just unbelievable what they're doing. They've got 31 wins on the season. They're 31-19. A year ago, when they won their 31st game, Do you know how many losses they had when they won their 31st game last year? 70 freaking 5. So they were 31-19 now, and 31-75 a year ago, the best start in franchise history. And if you're not on that Royals train, you need to get on it. And maybe you're the conductor.
Okay, well, no, I'm not on the train. I won't be on the train. You could give away free tickets, and I'm never gonna board that train. But I'm gonna tell you the train that the big fella's on. I'm on them Cardinals, baby. I think we got a hell of a club. I think we got a pathway to win this National League Central, and I'm excited about what we're doing over there on the east side of the state. God, 10 out of the last 10 games, we're 8-2. God, I think we're rolling. I'm going to board that train and leave the Royals train to somebody else. What are the Cardinals doing? How do we maintain this? And who are some of the younger players that are making their mark that's driving this train?
Well, I mean, you just look at today. They get 2 victories today. Over over an Orioles team that's pretty good. Coming in, they had the suspended game from the previous night. They come back, they get a huge home run, from Nolan Gorman, 2-run homer in the 6th. They win that game 3-1. And then I was a little bit disgusted because then he got benched in the second game. He didn't play. He didn't play in the second game because it was a left-handed starter, and the guy he hit the 2-run homer off of was left-handed. So that's just like, okay, what are they doing at the top? What is Ollie doing? But they've overcome that. They've won 8-2. They're getting good pitching. Lance Lynn had an outstanding outing. In the game that was suspended, he went 6 innings, gave up 1 run, but it was unearned. I think right now defensively they're still a little bit struggling, just a little bit. Whereas on the other side of the state, Royals are in top 10 offensively in every category. Cardinals are still kind of at the bottom, but they're starting to come around. Gorman's starting to hit. Arenado's starting to hit. Goldschmidt, he's an MVP, former MVP winner. Arenado's, typically been in that conversation. Those guys start to hit, and they get that pitching. And Sonny Gray's had a great start, and he pulled himself in the 6th inning a couple of days ago. Kind of lost it. But I think overall right now they're playing as well as they've played all year long.
I agree with you. And I saw that game when Sonny Gray was coming out, of course, but he kind of made the nod. I think those 2 errors kind of got to him a little bit. He did get that second out, and so he was able to kind of slow everything down. So it was a little bit different. Lance Lynn actually got the victory today after the rain delay yesterday and the restart of the game today. So the Cardinals are doing their thing. You know what, gentlemen? I think we're going to jump from there since we got this segment rolling, and we're going to go right into some Kansas City Chiefs. Just for the sake of what's going on, I don't know what's Harrison Buckner. I think everyone has their opinion of what they want to say. I think there's a time and a place for it. I don't have any problem with it. Just treat everyone equally and the same. Rashid Rice has had some issues. There have been some other guys that have been gotten into a little trouble. What's going on with the Chiefs? And is it a little bit of a Super Bowl head swelling? Or what is it about, guy? What do you think is happening with those guys?
Well, Rashid Rice's case, I mean, he's lucky, number one, somebody didn't die. But then to kind of still be in Dallas, with his buddies and hanging out at a bar or wherever he was, and then to punch a photographer. Now, fortunately, that photographer has dropped the charges in that case, but he's still going to have repercussions from his, playing, speed racer on the interstate in Dallas and causing, a 6-car accident. So he's going to now. He's still at OTAs right now. The NFL hasn't suspended him or anything like that, and they won't. And typically, you look at some of the other cases in NFL in the past. It's sometimes it may be a year before this becomes adjudicated, and the NFL steps in and then they do the suspension and things like that. But otherwise, he's fortunate. Number one, nobody died. But you got to get him out of Dallas and get him back home. Get him, up here, and he is back in Kansas City for OTAs. So then you had the 2 linemen that get arrested on, the marijuana charge, the THC charge, and that's going to be adjudicated at some point. They were just on the wrong side of the state line, I think, at that time when that happened, because they were in Kansas City, Kansas, when that happened. But the Chiefs and NFL, this is what they do. They create headlines all summer long, and it's And as far as Harrison Butker, I agree. There's a time and a place, and the time and the place is maybe a private Catholic university, which is where he was. And so we'll leave it at that. But I'm excited to see what happens with the Chiefs going forward. See if they can three-peat.
Yeah, well, you don't get to leave it at that. You don't get to try to slide that in there and then try to walk away from it. If there's a time and a place for that at Catholic University, I think there's a time and a place for everyone to say whatever they want to say. And we can't decide when and if there's that time to speak out publicly. I feel like what's the difference between him and others? I'll let you look at the pictures on TV and you tell me what you think the significant difference is. But DA, do you think Kansas City is smelling himself a little bit? And do you think it'll have an effect at all in the upcoming season?
I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs as a whole are. I think there's some individuals that are. and even with the getting back to the Butker situation, regardless of what your stance is on that situation, and regardless of what his teammate stance is on that situation, they have his back. Chris Jones came out publicly and through X and said that basically he loved his teammate, and that's his brother. And I think that you kind of see them rallying together during OTAs, having each other's back, and that's what it takes to be successful. And the whole situation with Rashee Rice is going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But I think they will make this kind of a moniker, kind of an us against the world type deal, and rally around each other. And if they do, they've definitely got the talent to win it again. So be interesting to see how things play out.
I agree with you. It'll be interesting to see what happens next season coming up. They got a tough schedule. They open up with some big boys, some heavy hitters. We'll figure it out real quick who's going to have that home field advantage come basically 3-4 months later. That's a lot to be decided at the beginning of the year. Hey, good segment, fellas. We'll be right back. You listen to Huddle Up here on the Missouri Sports Network inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Studio. We'll be right back.
Lost audio here. Hang on.
Yeah, that went
bad
at the 9:38. The 9:38 mark, that went bad.
Yeah. But yeah,
see, I think I can do some noise canceling stuff. I think I can take that. I think I can take that buzz or that hum out. I think.
Okay.
We believe banking should make your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back, everyone, to the quiet room. Welcome back to Huddle Up. No music this time. We just fired our DJ. He just wasn't what we were searching for. So we're going to be looking for DJs. We're going to be taking auditions. Just get with Guy. He'll figure it out. This segment here on Huddle Up inside the Missouri Sports Network, we're going to talk a little high school. The playoffs have started. There's some teams, the local teams that are making some moves. Fellas, let's start with soccer. And what's going on the soccer front here across the state here, Guy?
Well, in Class 1, they already have the Final Four with Saxony, Lutheran, Summit Christian, Lutheran, St. Charles, and Lakeway. And then, Class 2, and those will be on May 31st, next week. Class 2 there in the quarterfinals with Perryville, Whitfield. Notre Dame DeSign takes on Maryville, St. Charles West versus Elias Catholic, and then Logan Rogersville versus Moberly, and we had Moberly on the Missouri Sports Network here earlier this week. Class 3 in softball, you've got Notre Dame out of Cape versus Corey Zoo, St. Michael the Archangel, Pembroke Hill, Ladue versus Fort Zumwalt, and Rockwood Summit takes on Springfield Catholic in that other quarterfinal there. And then Class 4, Jackson will take on Nerix Hall. Lee Summit versus Liberty North, St. Dominic versus Eureka, and Nixa will take on Blue Spring South. So all those quarterfinal games will be played on the 25th, and then the 31st through June 1st will be the championships.
Good deal. Good deal. Good luck to all those teams out there. DA, on the softball side, what do you guys across the state? Who should we be looking forward to seeing play up coming up soon?
They played actually the state championship round yesterday on Tuesday, and in Class 1 in spring softball, Concordia beat Ash Grove 1-0 to win the state championship. And then in an exciting game with a little extra softball, Diamond beat Kennett in extra innings 8-5. So congratulations to Concordia and Diamond on your state championships.
Good deal. Oh, Kennett, they still over there playing and making history over there, doing some good things. But good for Kennett and good for Diamond also. Congratulations to those state champions and Ash Grove for being a runner-up. Big fella, let's turn to baseball. What's happening here in baseball? What should we be looking for across the state? And any local teams we need to keep our eyes on?
Yeah, I mean, you got Oran's already qualified for the Final Four. They did that earlier on Wednesday. They beat Norwood 1-0 in a great pitchers duel game there. Green City is taking on South Nottoway Wednesday night. Don't have a final, obviously, at that game. And then Lockwood and Wheatland. Wheatland, winning their first district since 1992. And they have an opportunity here if they can defeat Lockwood to go to the Final Four, and Sacred Heart is taking on Kingsville there. And then Class 2, in the quarters, you have Chaffee, who already won today. So they're in the semifinals. They defeated Portageville 2-1. Wablo is playing Maysville, and a lot of those athletes off that Wablo team played in the state championship in basketball against Hartville earlier this year. So some good athletes there for Wablo and Coach Caleb Kaufman. Got Schuyler County taking on Tipton, and Iberia, who I believe is undefeated at 31-0. They will take on Galena, who knocked out Marionville on Monday. 4-0. In Class 3, East Prairie takes on West County. Those games are on Thursday today. Duchesne will take on North Callaway. Licking will take on Forsyth. And, of course, Licking with the big pitcher going to the University of Kentucky, maybe the number one pitching prospect in the state of Missouri there at Forsyth. In Class 4, you got Park Hills Central taking on MICDS, St. Michael taking on Benton, and Lutheran St. Charles is going to take on the winner of Moberly and Father Tolton. That game's been postponed twice now in that sectional because of rain, and they're actually playing right now here on Wednesday night as we record this. And then Blair Oaks, who shut out Rogersville 7-0. They'll be taking on the Nevada team, who ended Aurora's season on Monday. And in Class 5, they're already into the quarters, and those will be played on the 25th on Saturday. So you've got Festus taking on Webster Groves. Webb City will face Kearney. Rockwood Summit versus Fort Zumwalt South. And St. Francis Borgia will travel to Willard to take on the Tigers. And in Class 6, Seckman will take on Lafayette Wildwood. These games are all on Saturday. Lee Summit will face Liberty North. CBC, who maybe right now may be the favorite, but they have to beat a very good Francis Howe team who won it last year. And then Blue Springs will face Glendale. And anytime Drew Wedgeworth is on the mound for Glendale, they've got a shot. One of the better pitchers in the state of Missouri. So looking forward to those games on Saturday in the quarterfinals.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. I'm looking forward to it, too. Get some good baseball. Get out and support your local teams all across the state. Get out and support these kids that are doing great things. Hey, I would be remiss if I let this happen and didn't say anything about it. We are in the presence of greatness. And I know you guys are saying, Johnny Mac, you just so stuck on yourself. Not me, not DA. We understand that. Guy Newcomb, the scoreboard guy, is the new PA guy for the new Ozark Lunkers. Hey, when you go to a Lunkers game and you hear somebody first down, that's going to be your one and only scoreboard guy. I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. Guys, tell us what your thoughts are on the Lunkers coming up season, and how excited are you to be a part of something that's transforming the Ozarks into an indoor football town?
Well, I'm excited about it. There's not much that I know about arena football. And this is going to be a challenge to learning the rules and things of that nature. But it's a very small field. It's indoors. But I'm greatly looking forward to it. I appreciate Caleb Scott, the general manager there for the Ozark Lunkers, giving me an opportunity. We talked earlier this week. We've got a walkthrough on Monday the 28th to kind of familiarize myself. I have been in the building, but it was filled with dirt. I've never seen it as a football stadium yet, so I'm excited about it. It's right there on Ozark Empire Fairgrounds. Folks, I hope will get out. It's something new to Missouri, or to Springfield anyway, Springfield area. So I'm excited about it, and looking forward to calling my very first arena football game.
There you go. So when you hear somebody say that's a Ozark Lunkers first down, that's gonna be Guy Newcomb, our very own scoreboard guy. Well, Guy, us, DA, and myself will definitely be there cheering you on, going, "That's our friend, that's our buddy up there making all that noise." We'll be sitting there.
I think
DA,
we need to get. We need to get shirts made, Johnny.
and say
I know
what should they say?
I know the PA guy.
I know the PA guy. Not the scoreboard guy. I know the PA guy.
That's right.
I love it. DA, tell me what you got planned on Memorial Day weekend.
I am actually going to be in Indiana over Memorial Day weekend. My granddaughter has her 3rd birthday, and may sneak over to watch the Indy 500 while I'm there.
Love it. What about you, Guy? What you got planned, buddy?
Well, I tell you, we've got kind of a little family situation. My sister, Ginger, just retired from Hillcrest High School, and they're having a retirement get together and party down at the lake for her. I'm going to take a few little boat ride and go out and eat some dinner and celebrate her years in education.
Good deal. Good deal. Tell her congratulations. Hey, the big fella here, I think I'm just going to play it slow, heat me up some ribs, get on that grill, do my thing, and just enjoy my time off and enjoy what I've been given through the blessings. And so I'm extremely happy through the blessings of God himself. I'm extremely happy. Everyone, be safe out there. Be nice to DA. He's been in the education field for 33 years. Be nice to him. He's a good guy. I know I said he hadn't made any effect on anybody's lives. I was just messing with him. He's had a tremendous effect on a lot of kids' life, both negatively and positively. But it's an effect either way, right? No, DA, man, congratulations. Enjoy your summer. Guy, PA guy, scoreboard guy, whatever name you want to use from now on. Looking forward to many more huddle ups with you guys. Hey, thank you for listening. It's been another wonderful show. You've been listening to Huddle Up inside the Bambino's Fine Italian Dining Cafe here on the Missouri Sports Network. Happy Memorial Day. Everyone be safe out there. Hope to hear and see you next week. Take care.
This has been a presentation of the Missouri Sports Network. Thank you for tuning in.